Top of the lineup is back, baby.
Ayo. Ayo.
Episode number 45.
Hell yeah.
We are back with so much news because there's so much going on in the baseball world. We still got content. We still always have content.
Hell yeah. And before we begin, just want to set the record
Breaking
straight.
news.
Yeah, I do have COVID. I got it, I believe, back in like Thursday of last week or Wednesday. I could be wrong, but still recovering. So you might hear me cough a couple times, and I don't know if my voice is deeper. I have no idea, but yeah, I just want to let everyone know if I don't sound right, I don't have bronchitis or anything. I have COVID, so don't worry.
Not that that's any better.
I know. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hey, but 5 days, that's what CDC says, you know? Hey,
Don't
CDC says follow top of the lineup. That's what I saw on my Twitter. Yeah.
That is true. According to CDC's website, Top of the Lineup is the best baseball podcast out there. We don't fact check.
Yeah.
We do not fact check. Glad you're doing well.
Yeah.
We are socially distanced. I'm 6 feet away from my computer. Soto 6 feet away from his computer. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
But we'll get through this.
Mm-hmm.
We have some news in the coaching world. My Oakland Athletics have agreed to terms with Mark Katsey as their next manager. I obviously have a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
Soto, what do you have to say about this?
I think this was a good move. Really happy for Mark Katsey. I think it was well overdue. I think he really did deserve it. A great ball player, awesome coach. He's been with the organization for quite some time. So no, you're just really happy for the guy. Happy for the A's too. This is going to be quite a transition for the A's. I feel we've kind of talked about it, but I feel that there's going to be a lot of changes, whether it's 2022 or 2023, and Mark Katsey is going to be at the forefront of that. So best of luck to him. But yeah, super happy for Mark Katsey.
He's stepping into a situation where he's not going to have a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The A's have made it pretty clear that they are not going to be competitive in the next couple of years. And they gave the respect to Bob Melvin. You know, Bob Melvin has earned his right to go be competitive, right? It's not fair to Bob Melvin to, deal with another 3 years of rebuilding. If you were to ask Bob, he'd probably say, I would do it. I don't mind. Like, I love the A's, right? But that's not fair to him. He needs his opportunity to go get another ring. And they let him do that in San Diego. Mark Katsey, like I said, is going to come here with no pressure, right? He's not taking a lot on his plate. He's going to help. He's going to get a chance to grow with whatever team the A's put out there next year or the year after, whether it's a bunch of old vets or what they currently have or prospects, whatever the case is. Mark Katsey is going to get to grow within the role. My worry is that this might be just an in-between job type hiring, right? We talk about Renteria of the White Sox, the Cubs. He was the bridge to their next guy. And Mark Katsey might be the bridge. I don't think that's the card the A's play, but you never know. What I really like about this is Katsey, like you had said, has been with the organization for several years. He's played for the team, so he knows the expectations of the front office. He's had several different coaching roles with the team. So he knows the expectations all around. He's a little bit of Bob Melvin because he coached under Bob Melvin, but he's also that new age of young player kind of mentality of like the David Ross, the Mike Matheny, that kind of Gabe Kapler, those kinds of coaches, this new wave of coaches. He's that, but he also has a little bit of the old school that was brought to him from Bob Melvin. So I love it. I think it's kind of a hybrid coach, and I think he's going to succeed. Does that mean I think he's going to go out and win a World Series with the A's? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I think he's going to get his job done. His expectations, he'll meet them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And sorry, just have to say this. I don't know why, but everyone wants to freaking drive loud cars right now, just throughout the street. So you might hear something in the background. People are lighting freaking fireworks. But I agree with you. And also, I mean, it's kind of cool. Mark Katsey, you know, he's from California, right? Went to Cal
Fullerton
State
boy, baby.
Fullerton. Hey, Gabe
Favorite
Kapler
college.
also went to Cal State Fullerton, which is you know, pretty cool. But
True story.
yeah, so I mean, he's here. He's a California boy. So that was my worry too. It's like, hey, like, is he going to be a bridge coach, or is he going to be someone who's going to be there for quite some time? So fingers crossed. One other manager that I think will be on the team for quite some time is Buck Showalter. Just signed with the Mets. What are your thoughts, my guy?
This is the move. This is the move they needed. They needed someone who has a back, someone who's done this before, someone who's seen good, bad, ugly. I mean, they really could not have hired anyone better. I don't think there's anyone available that is better than Buck Showalter right now. For what they needed, right? They didn't need a young manager who's never done this thing before. They needed someone who's ran a clubhouse properly. You know, Max Scherzer said, this is the guy I want. You know, when you go out and get a top free agent, you kind of want to listen to what their wants and needs are. Again, there's always going to be a concern. We have talked about ownership and how kind of a crazy situation it is over there. Steve Cohen announced on Twitter himself, he said, Ken Rosenthal's not going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he went to Twitter to announce it. You just always worry, you know, with how the Mets organization is ran. You know, is Buck Showalter going to be out after one bad year? What if the Mets don't make the playoffs this year? Because as it stands, I am not convinced that the Mets are the best team in that division.
I agree. And that's another fear, right? Like, I don't know, with how ownership is with the Mets, it's almost, you know, they're trying to be the Yankees, right? They're trying to be George Steinbrenner, where, oh, if you don't do good, we're gonna get rid of you, we're gonna find another manager to do the job, right? That's what I see too, right? If Buck Showalter it doesn't come in, yeah, I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, I think they will keep him, obviously, but that is a worry just because how ownership is, just because of all the things that have happened. So I agree with you there. But I think he is going to be able to make an impact. Granted, this man has never won a World Series, but he has turned teams around. He has turned the Orioles around, right? Yankees, same thing. So even though the Yankees will always be the Yankees, right? But you know, he has the presence, he has the experience. I mean, he's another Dusty Baker, right? Has that old school vibe, but also can bring in some new school, which is awesome. So wishing him the best. I you know, a lot of people are probably gonna give me shit about it, but I hope the Mets succeed. I mean, you make all these moves and you see that's exciting. You want a team that makes all these moves to succeed, right? Some people don't like that. Oh, you're paying for rings. But I mean, you need something different, right? You don't always want to see the Astros in the World Series. You don't always want to see the Dodgers in the World Series. You want to see someone like the Mets, right? And with the history with the Mets, like you want to see that again. You want to see them succeed because it's been a while. It's been quite some time since they've won a World Series. So fingers crossed. And I hope things work out for the both of them. Hopefully Buck gets a World Series ring. I would say I want the same for Dusty Baker too, right? You want people like that to win a World Series. So fingers crossed for that guy.
If the Mets win the division, do you think Buck Showalter? So this is a two-part question.
Okay.
If the Mets win the division, do you think Buck Showalter is the reason why they win the division?
Yes. I think so. Granted, yeah, you got Max Scherzer, right? You got the
Starling
Mad King,
Marte,
got the Mad King
Marcana.
there, but you need a captain to the ship, right? You need someone to put everything together. We saw with the Padres, right? You have all this great talent, but at the end of the day, it just didn't work out. Same with the Mets last year. I mean, like they still had solid talent, right? You get Baez, right? You have Lindor. You have the best pitcher in baseball, right? And it just didn't come into fruition. So I think he will be one of those key factors for sure.
They
And
had Corbin Burns.
Oh my God! You got if DeGrom did not get injured, he would have won he would have won the Cy Young, like no problem.
I'm just kidding. Yes, he would have. And second question is if
I saw your face for the second, I was like, oh, here we go. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. If the Mets win the division, does Buck Showalter win Manager of the Year in the National League?
Yeah.
I think that's an easy question to answer. I agree.
Well, I mean, who are you gonna give it to? Don Mattingly? I fucking know.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, I guess, right?
The new kid on the block for the Cardinals might mess around and win it.
Yeah,
you never know. Bob Melvin might fuck around. Might fuck around.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll find out. We will find out. Some other coaching announcements. Eric Chavez, welcome to the major leagues as a coach. He is going to be the Yankees' assistant hitting coach.
Which I like that.
Good for him. He was the Angels AAA manager for a couple years now. We've been, teasing like he needs his shot at becoming a major league manager. And this is going to get him closer. Getting his cup of tea.
I'm a big Eric Chavez fan. You know what I mean?
As we both are.
I love the guy. So it's nice to see him back in the big leagues, but in a different way. So yeah, hopefully he's able to make that impact. I will say, baseball is changing, and I'm seeing more assistant hitting coaches now. It's like 3 or 4, sometimes it's 1 or 2, but like they're adding, right? They're adding more head count to that because it makes sense, right? Every batter is different, right? And the approaches are different. So having a different mind like Eric Chavez, honestly, if he did not have so many injuries, I think he could have had a good chance. I just saying it, but
very, very true. I think coaching staffs are very different. And I think the Giants are one of the the front people kind of running this revolution. Back in the day, it was just you have your manager, your bench coach, your pitching coach, your bullpen coach, first and third base. That's it. Did I say hitting coach? I think I said hitting coach.
You said hitting coach. Yeah.
That's it. But now there's the quality control coach, which for those that don't know what the quality control coach is, their job is to interpret the data, the can't even talk. Sabermetrics, not matrix. The sabermetrics. Yeah, matrix, shout out to bringing that back. Not a Matrix fan. Anyway, their job is to kind of relay that data and make sense of it, right? You're not going to use every single statistic that you see, but you want to take what is valuable from that. And that's what the quality control coach's job is. But I digress. The Giants have like 5 to 6 people that are helping with the pitching side. Like Andrew Bailey is pretty much the manager of the pitchers. He's not just the pitching coach. He's like literally the manager, where like people are, they report to him, which you used to not see that. It used to be the pitching coach would report to the manager. So it's like there's like sub departments now.
Yeah, you have like a director. You got the director of pitching, and then you have the director of pitching, and then you have like the bullpen pitching coach. You got the on-field pitching coach. That's just the
It's
way,
wild.
just how it is now. So
Yeah, kudos to Chavi. One of the best third basemen of our generation, for sure.
Agreed.
This one was an under the radar move. Jon Singleton. So let's tell you a little bit about Jon Singleton. So Jon Singleton was a former prospect,
top
prospect with the Astros. Big power, left-handed hitting first baseman. He just signed with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep.
Did not know he's from Long Beach. Shout out to that. Just signed with the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm trying to find the deal here.
He signed to a minor league deal.
It was a minor league deal, which is why it was allowed during the lockout.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 3 years.
We'd have to look in one more. I'm not sure if it's going to give us all the details.
Of course not.
Yeah. But no, I know his minor league deal. What are your thoughts on it?
So
give me your thoughts and I'll try to find it while you're talking.
Yeah. So while I'm trying to multitask, the main reason that this is noteworthy, right? It's just a minor league contract. Who really cares, right? He was suspended for smoking. Well, I shouldn't say he was smoking. I don't know how he was consuming, but he tested positive for marijuana, use of marijuana, which was illegal at the time. It is now legal. I don't know if he's now clean and he's signing, or if he, now that it's legal, he's still, consuming marijuana and now he's going to play. Either way, it's just very noteworthy that, someone is allowed to come back to the sport after, these, in my opinion, they were outdated. These policies on weed. What's your thoughts?
It was 3 policy violations.
Correct.
It was 3 separate times. So he did, from what I see, he did see as an issue, like it was hindering his ability overall. And he also abused alcohol, which he mentions in this. He said, here, I actually have a quote from this. I found an article. I knew I had a problem. Even after I failed the second drug test, I couldn't stop smoking weed. It was really bad. Me going to the rehab center definitely was the best move. And then he also acknowledged that he was abusing alcohol in the past because of depression. He said a little bit of marijuana, but more or less the alcohol. So, he said, I wasn't being successful and I was looking for an escape. So, yeah, he was abusing it, right? He obviously, correct. Like it got to a point like that. I'm happy for the guy. I hope he's able to make somewhat of a career that he has left, right? He is 30 years old. Hopefully he is able to move through the ranks. In terms of the violations, I agree with you. Like, it is a bit outdated. You look at the NFL, you look at NBA, like things have changed, right? Major League Baseball is, with some things are very outdated, and it's some, yeah. And I get it, right? It's America's pastime, right? You want to keep certain things and you're trying to be the face of integrity, right? But that's not necessarily the case, right? Baseball is not necessarily that. Like, that's the reality of it. Unfortunately, we're trying to be something that we're not. We're not all perfect. So, yeah. This dude, he signed a $10 million extension, right, with the Astros, and he barely got to see a glimpse of Major League Baseball. And it's because of these outdated tests and these outdated rules and policies. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I agree with you. It's a bit outdated. Times have changed. times have changed completely. Even with steroids, you look at I hate we kind of go into that. You look at just association with steroids. With some people, we're still he shouldn't be in Major League Baseball, but I'm gonna turn the other way for David Ortiz. I'm still gonna vote for A-Rod because he's a nice guy. Manny Ramirez was really cool. I'm gonna give him some votes like that. It kind of, this was this is marijuana, but it's the same thing. It's under your suspensions are practically the same. Matter of fact, you're getting a longer like violation, or you're getting an extension of like a suspension longer than fucking domestic violence, which is crazy, right?
Very true.
It's ridiculous. Very true.
But
sorry, I was gonna go on a rant, but I'm not.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm glad it's changed. I'm glad to see Jon Singleton get another chance. I just kind of saw this under the radar, and I know other platforms have talked about this, but this was kind of an under the radar move that if you didn't read between the lines, you probably didn't catch this move. So glad to see him back. I hope he succeeds with the Brewers. This is like a perfect Brewers move, the low risk, high reward type move. And they've always had boppers over at first base. I just feel like they're like bop central at first base. Going back to Richie Sexton.
Oh, right. They've
just always
Prince Fielder.
Prince Fielder.
You just can't go wrong,
Yeah, 100%. Vogelbach, Aguilar. I mean, just the list goes on. One last thing that I want to talk about on this subject, and I just thought about this now. Any buy-in onto two top prospects being in the Astros organization and not working out, and both have blamed mental health, meaning Mark Appel and Jon Singleton both did not make it, and they've both cited mental health, and they were both in the Astros organization.
What's your question?
Yeah, I didn't answer that.
It was more of a statement. It was like, all right, yeah.
So is this the Astros' fault? Is this just just how baseball and minor leagues? Is it that's fault? Is it just coincidental?
I want to say it's twofold. The minor league system is fucked, right? We're barely making strides this year, and it's still not good enough, right?
Not good enough.
So just imagine, 5-6 years ago, like how it was, right?
Right.
So that's the first thing, and then organizations themselves, right? Because they're the parents, right? The Astros are the parents. They're the ones that at the end of the day will say, hey, let's invest. Let's make some investments in this person. It doesn't matter if they're in the minor league system. They're mama and papa. They're the ones that are making those investments. So it's twofold. It's both the organization and the minor league system.
I 100% agree. I think it's the minor league system and a little bit of the Astros. This, I might be going on a big stretch here, but the Astros culture, I'm big on culture and what kind of culture an organization has. The Astros culture was, we will win any way that we possibly can. Fuck your feelings. Fuck their feelings, right? Because if they really cared about people's feelings, I don't think they would be banging a trash can. And I know full transparency, we've said they were probably not the only team doing something like that. They were just the ones caught. But if that's their culture of do anything to win and kind of we'll worry about feelings later, I don't know. Just, again, something I just thought about, but just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, and from a culture standpoint, I mean, you think about it, they moved over to the American League because they were fucking getting knocked. I mean, obviously there's other things that go into it, but they're getting their asses whooped a lot in the National League. So, yes, you change the culture. It's like, hey, if you can't keep up, then you're not gonna stay here.
You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.
And that's how it was. And you look at Correa, right? Correa is fuck you. Like I'm gonna do anything and everything to win.
And
like
he succeeded
at the forefront. Yeah.
And he succeeded. I think, I've been giving a lot of love to the Giants on this episode, but I think the Giants are kind of the quite opposite, where they care a lot about their team. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name. The minor leaguer from last year.
My gosh,
Drew.
I know.
I want to say Drew Stubbs, but I know it's not Drew Stubbs.
It's not Drew Stubbs. I'm gonna look it up because he deserves to.
He deserves another shout out. We've given him plenty. With the Giants,
Drew Robinson. Drew Robinson.
They've always cared about their employees, their team, and how they feel. And bring in Drew Robinson, just the story alone. But now hiring him to help with mental health throughout the organization. The Giants are on the flip side of kind of what we're accusing the Astros of right now. So just kind of an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing to think about.
I pulled up, I have the link that you sent me, or the link that was in the tweet that you mentioned. It's in the doc here, but
opening it up right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good. So Buster Olney tweeted, and he's a great, also just putting out there. I love Buster Olney, but he tweeted that 23% of the Hall of Fame ballots are accounted for, and if the current trajectory holds, Bonds, Clemens, and Schilling will not be elected this year. Granted, it's their last year. So that's alarming and concerning. For me, is two of them: Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. Curt Schilling already told the Hall of Fame, basically, I don't want to be part of this ballot. I don't be part of any of this. He's basically, he's gonna get in at one point. It's probably gonna be the Veterans Committee, but he's already said, like, hey, I don't want to be in this, right? and then of course they're like, oh, no, stay in here. Let's give it another try. What a fuck you would that be, right? To Curt Schilling's like, hey, you're still not good enough to get it.
You're still a piece of shit. It's fucking mind-blowing, because a couple weeks ago it looked like they were gonna get in, and I was like, oh my god, they're finally gonna do it. And we don't know, it's not done and over with. We have very, very soon.
Yeah, so the ballot, I think the last day is January 1st or something like that, and then they announced it January 26th. So granted, if they do it like in the evening, it'd be nice to do like a live stream, like a reaction or something like that. But nice. I'm a bit concerned. I'm looking at the numbers. Barry Bonds is at 80.6. If it were to end today, right? The votes were to end today and everything is accounted for, he would make it in, which is exciting, which is awesome.
Correct.
But that's not necessarily the case. There are still some of those writers who are assholes and just not voting for anyone, or not voting for people who are associated with steroids, quote unquote. So I'm concerned.
He would have to be on 73% of the remaining ballots. So people who have not turned in their ballots, 73% of them would have to put a check mark next to Barry Bonds' name. That is a very, very high percentage that is still needed.
Yeah, dude, that's
alarming.
Yeah, and I wanted to make a shirt. Hear me out, and we can work on this. But I wanted to make a shirt that says "It's about time," right? And then Bonds at the bottom, and then Hall of Fame 2022. But the first, it would say "It's about time," right there.
You shouldn't have said that on this podcast.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Our 4 listeners are running to make money.
It's a good one, right? That's a nice one.
Yeah.
But I obviously I'm not. But I digress. I'm looking at this, right? Barry Bonds 80.6%, Roger Clemens 79.6%. Who else would get in, right? Oh, surprise, fucking surprise. David Ortiz. 82.7%. Only 3 would make it.
We're not hating on David Ortiz. I want that to be very, very
I love David Ortiz.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a legend. He's a fucking legend. Red Sox legend.
He's a Hall of Famer, 100%. But is he a better player than Barry Bonds? No. Better player than Sammy Sosa? No. And I know he doesn't pitch, but better player than Roger Clemens? No. So
it's the other thing too. Like he's been associated to it. Like we can't say he wasn't. We can't turn a blind eye and say he wasn't. Like he was associated with steroids. Just the thought of it. If there's articles, if I can look up David Ortiz and steroids, there you go. Right? If I look up Scott Rowland and steroids, I'm probably not going to see shit. I look up David Ortiz, I'm going to see it. Andy Pettit, I'm going to see it.
Sammy Sosa,
Sheffield, I'm going to see it.
Bonds, yes.
Going to see it.
Not to mention there's two guys in the Hall of Fame right now that have had steroids linked to them. Mike Piazza.
Yeah.
Who has admitted to it. And Ivan Rodriguez. Both Hall of Famers and both 100% deserve to be Hall of Famers. But why do they get to draw the line and determine who gets in and who doesn't? It's ridiculous. It's the same shit every year. I said this, and there's a lot of things that baseball does wrong. And I think one of the top ones is the MLB commissioner. But this is the worst thing about the sport of baseball, is how bad the Hall of Fame voting is. Just 100%. I think I can deal with Rob Manfred, though I'm not his number one supporter. I can deal with him. I can't deal with the Hall of Fame voting. I'm over it.
And then just looking at other people, right? You look at Torrey Hunter. This is the thing that pisses me off. 2%, right? He might get called off the ballot, but fucking Bobby Abreu is perfectly fine. And don't get me wrong, Bobby Abreu the numbers are fairly similar, right? But why isn't Torrey Hunter? Why isn't that number past? Why is there a red? Why is it fucking in red? Because he might get kicked off the ballot, and that's what pisses me off. What, dude? Torrey Hunter. Right? 9 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers, 5-time All-Star, fucking 2,400 hits, 353 home runs. You look at, and his WAR was 50.7. Let's look at Bobby Abreu's numbers here, huh? 2,400 hits, 288 home runs, 2-time All-Star, 1-time Gold Glover. What is going on? Like, that's the shit that gets me, dude. That's the shit that gets me.
I don't get it.
It makes no
I don't
sense.
have an answer for you. And Torrey Hunter's loved.
Yeah, right.
It's not like Torrey Hunter's hated.
Yeah. Joe Nathan, I'm surprised.
I was surprised by that one too.
I'm surprised there. Who else? Mark Teixeira. I'm surprised. I mean, but granted, these are all public votes, right? We're not talking about the private ones. But just even with this, dude, like it's just these writers had the balls to say, yep, I'm going to post it on my Twitter. This is what I got.
Motherfuckers have never swung at a baseball in their life.
And I appreciate writers. I appreciate what they do of giving us stories. But when it comes to something like this should not rely on just the writers.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm scared. I am scared that Barry Bonds is not going to make the Hall of Fame.
We've talked about this. If Barry Bonds makes it, there's a very good chance that Soto and I are going to Cooperstown next summer. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. I'm down for it. I mean, I've never been there. That's always been a dream of ours to go. And
no better time.
Not? Why not?
No better
right?
time.
Why not Barry Bonds? And then if we can get a couple other people, I mean, it's a long list of people that are already going to be there, right? In terms of Hall of Famers. So we'll see. We'll see.
We shall see. All right. Well, it's the holidays.
Yes.
Christmas just passed.
I got my holiday sweatshirt.
Nice.
Wilson, hashtag
wearing,
Wilson.
my typical athletic
It
shirt.
even says A2000 on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it says
Did not know that.
A2000. He's got baseball bats, a baseball, a deer getting hit by a baseball from the trajectory.
So we want to just reflect on the year.
Mm.
So we're going to come up with a Christmas wish,
Yeah.
which is going to be team related.
Mm-hmm.
So a wish that we have for our team. And then we're going to come up with a New Year's resolution, which is going to be kind of like something we hope to do better personally within baseball. So Christmas wish. What do you wish for your, and it could be the Giants, it could be any team.
I'll say with the Giants, since we're going to have a new team next year.
Yeah.
But my Christmas wish would honestly is to sign Chris Bryant to a lengthy deal. I think he just fits the culture. I think he'd make such an impact. You saw it last year. I know, granted, numbers like playoff time, it wasn't all that great, but he is so much more than the numbers, right? He brings a World Series ring. He brings that experience, the versatility. I mean, the dude you could put him to catcher, I'm pretty sure. So, and the Giants need that, right? They need someone, and they have done that in the past. They've had players where they played almost every position. It's been done. But yeah, Chris Bryant is on the top of my list. Pitchers, I think we're okay. Obviously, we can always get Rodon would be my other guy. I think that'd be nice to have him, but Chris Bryant is top of my list.
I think I'm going to jump in here and add a Christmas wish list for the San Francisco Giants. I wish for them that Joey Bart pans out at the catcher position, because I think they're going to fall off a lot in this area. And I'm going to give kudos to Buster Posey and his catching abilities, which is an ongoing joke because I usually hate on him for this. But if Joey Bart can give a fraction of what Buster Posey did for the pitching staff, it's going to be a win. He's not going to be Buster Posey. That's not what my expectation is. But he's going to need to learn how to run this rotation. And especially if the Giants were to start the season tomorrow with the rotation they don't have, and yes, Logan Webb is really good. Do not get me wrong, but they don't have a Max Scherzer, a Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, like a very, very, very clear top of the rotation guy. And Logan Webb, I think, is going to become that guy with a full good season this coming year. But I wouldn't quite say he's there yet. The second half was amazing last year. But if he can give me a full season of that, then yes, you definitely have it. But, with guys like Alex Wood, Desclafani, and they're good pitchers, do not get me wrong, but you need a good catcher to team up with that kind of pitcher to really make something work.
Yeah, you look at the Cardinals, right? You got Yachty. You could be a rookie pitcher, you could be a veteran pitcher, but Yachty controls the game, and to have that presence is something else. You can have the best pitching staff in the world, but if you don't have a solid catcher, it's hit or miss. And honestly, I love the Dodgers, but I feel like, Will Smith, although is a good catcher, he's a good hitter than actual catcher. Like, I think in terms of just like as a catcher, I think he allowed more steals than anyone last year. I have to double check that, but there was a point where I made a TikTok of most steals allowed, and he was the guy. But you talk about having that presence, right? Yachty, Buster Posey, you got the Royals too, right? So I thinking about that. Yeah, Joey Bart, I hope it pans out, but if it doesn't, we have Patrick Bailey, which was another catcher that we drafted. His ETA is going to the ranks too. I think 2023 he's projected, might be sooner. So hopefully Joey Bart, though, because he's been in the organization for a while now,
for a little bit,
because of Posey, but yeah, that's a good one. So thank you for your suggestion, Juan.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
that wish.
You're welcome. You're
I thought you were
welcome.
gonna be fucking Grinch over here, and I hope
No,
they
they fucking
lose.
lose. I hope they go to first to worst. For my Oakland A's, I have a lot of wishes. I always do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm between two, and I'm just going to give them both to you. My first wish is that they get this stadium thing finalized and
Oh,
figured out. That's 100% what
yeah.
we need. That's number one. Because then we know what kind of direction the team can go and how long it's going to take and so on and so forth. Bouncing off of that, my second one is keeping the Mats. Keep Matt Olson, keep Matt Chapman. I know it's not going to happen, but it's a wish list, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, when you were a kid, you asked for a helicopter when you know damn well that Santa wasn't going to bring you a helicopter. But that's my wish is keep the Mats. I know it's not going to happen, but wishful thinking.
Yeah, that was. I mean, with that ask, that you were practically asking for a jet. I mean, that's
Yeah,
basically what your ask is.
I know. If you
But
want a reasonable ask, finish 500. Finish above 500.
yeah,
Don't embarrass yourself. If you're going to trade them, make good trades. Bring pieces over. Like, I know this wouldn't happen, but if they trade Olsen to the Yankees, bring back Dominguez. Like, bring someone of
yes.
high caliber, which I know the Yankees won't get rid of Dominguez, but that's what
Oh
we
yeah,
need.
no, yeah. So I mean, and also too, like since I'm adding wish, it's like my wish is Caval, like and Bean get this shit done with. Enough with the foreplay. Just fucking get it done with. Rip off the band-aid, either trade him away, right? Trade away the Mats, do something, get it done, please. Enough with the fucking foreplay. I'm tired of we might do this, we might do that. I might massage your back, I might do the fuck that. Get it done with. The A's fan base has gone through enough, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of
Basically,
seeing my friends just in shambles.
what Soto's wishing for is he just wants me to get fucked. Just fuck Juan. Just get it
just
done
get
and
it done
over
already. Get it done.
Oh, geez. New Year resolution.
Yeah, so for myself, like it took me a long time, especially with the TikToks. Like if you guys kept up for the longest time, we didn't show our faces maybe once or twice. Obviously, like as I've gained confidence, right? I've gone to therapy and stuff like that for personal reasons, and like I've gained the confidence to do so. So my New Year's resolution is to be able to vlog more of baseball related stuff. That's something that I used to like give my wife shit about, or my friends about, like, oh, why are you recording yourself doing this? Like, enjoy the moment. But you can do both in reality. You can enjoy the moment and record it for someone. This is now my mindset. It's record it for someone that has never been there. Like I didn't get to vlog the All-Star experience last year or this year. I didn't do much of it. I said top lineups here. I posted a couple pictures, but imagine vlogging it and just showing someone that maybe won't ever be able to see, that experience. So
Me.
that's my New Year's resolution is to vlog more. I'm going back. I'm gonna be playing Sunday League again, so I'm happy about that. It's taken a lot of push for my wife to like say, hey, you can do this. I just wasn't confident enough. I wasn't confident in anything. So gonna be doing Sunday League, so I'll probably vlog some of that. And then playing softball too. So
I want to do it, but my knee. See, I don't
yeah,
have
your
the
knee.
confidence in my knee.
It's all good. You can play catcher, bro. Just stand there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hit home runs.
yeah.
You don't even have to fucking run. Fuck it.
Just fucking drop dingers. For me, I think the easy one is definitely, I want to knock out 2 more stadiums this year and, taking more baseball trips. And I think that's kind of the easy way out of this one. So I don't want to take that route. I think I want to just really kind of broaden. That's not a great word. Just expand. That's the word. I want to expand my knowledge on more than the major league level. I want to learn more about prospects. I want to learn more about the college level. I want, and it's not that I don't know anything. I don't want to come off as that guy, but I just want to know more. I want to indulge it a lot more, watch more college games, watch more minor league games, go to more minor league games, and indulge everything baseball besides just Major League Baseball.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, it's crazy to, you know, like some of these minor league teams are in our backyard. You know what I mean? Like
literally.
And it's
literally
they're cheaper and you can see more prospects. Like there's some guys that, you know, are legit, you know, or and then there's those guys who've been injured. They go down there and play. Like it's a great experience, right? Even college ball, like we have like fucking California, and specifically in the Bay Area, we've been fortunate enough to have so many fucking colleges that have baseball teams. And I haven't even seen my own school play. I think I've seen it once. Imagine, like, I could have watched Alex Vesia pitch, but I just didn't do it, right?
Right.
And it's, yeah, I think going to more games is that would be my second thing. And definitely am, right? I say vlog. What am I supposed to vlog about, right? Baseball games. So yeah, that's a good one. So I'm excited. I'm excited for both of us because we're going to be doing some of these things together. So it should be fun. Yeah, I'm excited.
Definitely. Agreed.
Any moments this year that you enjoyed?
Oh man.
I mean, there's a lot.
There's a lot. And for me, it was getting my butt back in a seat. You know, being able, you take it for granted, dude. I mean, not just baseball, right? But anything prior to 2020, like it was just life, right? It was just whatever, you know, going to a game. I love going to games. It was fun. But 2020 made me realize a lot of shit. Like being grateful for every single moment, because you don't know when it's going to be gone. And I don't just mean COVID related, but even just life, right? Like you just don't know when the shit's over. So I think for me, my favorite moment was taking in my first baseball game of 2021. And that started in spring training, which was really awesome as well. But even just getting into the regular season was awesome.
Yeah. I same here. It's something else, right? I got to go to opening day for the A's, and that was fun. Like everyone's booing, you know, Jose Altuve. It was just fucking crazy, you know. But that experience, like, it just, again, you take things for granted, and a lot of times, like, I wouldn't go to baseball games because I didn't want to deal with the people, right? But you know, for us, our mindset's always like, hey, grow the game. So why not change some mindsets? Maybe that asshole behind you is talking shit, but then they see you be, you know, this baseball fan who could care less, right? Maybe you cheer them on. You just change that perspective, and that's something that we did for Top of Lineup. We did some cool things this year at the stadium. And I mean, like, I got to go to a Giants game when they first became like full capacity. That was crazy in itself. And even that game, someone got their fucking bobblehead stolen, right? So I gave them mine, and that was just a good experience. So like, I'm just so happy that we were able to go into a baseball stadium and make an impact, you know, and show like, hey, this is who we are as human beings. Like Top of Lineup, yeah, we're top line, we're baseball fans, but we're fucking human beings first. And just having that human interaction is actually something that I missed, believe it or not. Even though I am kind of an introvert, I'm like, holy shit, like I miss this. This. I think one of my other favorite moments was our live stream when we streamed on Twitch. Like that was
that was fun.
Like just Top of Lineup in itself. Like that was fun. You know, because we didn't. I mean, we recorded maybe the first 3 episodes together, right? And then it was just straight virtual after that. And then we have this live stream and we're drinking beers, and we actually have people on, you know, on our, you know, on our shit. talking to us, and it was just a good experience for top of the lineup. And there's just so much more that we have coming this next year, so I'm excited. We reached our goal. You know, the goal was to get 200 followers by the end of this year, and we're at 308, and that's awesome. We started TikTok, I think, in March, and we're, I think, like 100, or no, we're at 1,000 followers, and that's awesome. Twitter, we had 2 fucking followers, and it was us. And I think we're at 26, and like that, like just that, like the little growth there.
Little growth.
Even YouTube, right? We didn't have a YouTube. We started posting our episodes. We have like 10 followers or 10 subscribers, wherever you want to call it, which is awesome. You know, like we're not fucking John Boy. We're not starting 9. You know, these small, podcasters trying to grow, and every little growth is exciting to see. So honestly, just like doing this with you has been an awesome time. And I look forward to the years to come, because we have something special, and people have told us this. Even baseball dad, who are going to have a conversation with, complimented us that we're genuine, that we're like genuine people, and all of our content, a majority of our content is positive. You know, here we talk shit and things like that.
Yeah, always.
We'll have fun with it. But for the most part, we're very positive. And to get that recognition from Baseball Dad, even like Sunday League Podcast, they've even said like, you guys are genuine, you guys are always positive. Like, that's fucking awesome. So that in itself, just doing this has been awesome.
100% back that. I think, we grew this year. We grew more than we've ever grown. And I know, we're still young in this game, but we grew a lot this year, and this thing is only getting better.
Yep.
Only getting better. Shoutouts, baby.
Yeah. First one is Ivan Guzman. First one, Ivan Guzman. Man, thank you so much for coming on our podcast, being a guest, and just talking baseball, talking about your TikToks and your baseball cards, and also just like being proud of a proud Mexican. Like that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like that's something that we strive for as well. So yeah, I just want to shout you out, man. He even texted me, honestly, when he found out that I had COVID. He called me first. Actually, I couldn't answer, but then he texted me and said, "Hey, like, just want to make sure you're okay. You know, I hope everything's all right." Like, just that, man. Like, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? It
that's
just goes
the community, right?
Exactly.
That's the community we're trying to be a part of. That's the community we're trying to grow. Growing the game is more than just for the game. It's for a community of real humans, right? Like you said. So I mean, that's it right there. Those are the moments. Those are the moments.
Hell yeah.
Baseball Dad.
Yep.
We teased this a little bit. This coming weekend, new episode. He was part of the MLB creator class, which is pretty damn cool. We'll talk to him about that. We'll talk to him just about baseball, learn his story, and kind of share it with the world. And I really like these episodes where we link up with other people, because it's a different perspective. We've had our opinions changed by people like this, so lots to look forward to. Shout out to him for joining us, and giving us the chance. We've been big leagued by some of the MLB creators.
It's all good.
That's okay. We won't call anyone out, but we get it.
We'll get there, though. We're gonna get there, and then we are gonna have the conversation, and
then we'll be part of the fucking creator class. How about that?
Hey, hell yeah. Yeah. But yeah, super excited for that conversation. January 2nd, we'll try to post it as soon as we can. I'm pretty sure he's going to be posting on his social media as well, so that's awesome. Granted, this is our last episode of the year of 2021. Just wanted to give some shout outs to some people within our community. Of course, right, we have like our fans, right? We have like Baca and Pat, Villar, of course, our wives, right? The list goes on, right? But there's also people that are not necessarily outside of our community, but were people that we just met along this journey, right? We met them and had great conversations. First was Real Talk Baseball. Want to shout you out. They actually shouted us out like fucking months ago, dude.
Long time
and
ago.
Appreciate that. Beanie Bro Sports. We're gonna be having we're not sure if we're gonna do a live stream or we're just gonna have a recording, but we're gonna be doing our random teams, and they want in. So that's fucking awesome in itself.
You might stream that baby on YouTube.
Yeah, the tube. Yep. So I'm excited for that. I am super excited for that. That's awesome. Sunday League podcast. These guys have been truly supportive. They're constantly messaging us and giving us support and telling us how we can improve. They also invited us to come out and play with them a couple times. So hey, you never know. We might link up and do a little vlog there. So the other page is Picture Clips. So this guy, he posts a lot of videos, a lot of content, especially during the season. I mean, he's fucking posting like 6 times a day of videos, of clips and updates. And I do want to dedicate some of the I don't want to say some, but like a good handful of our growth is because of some of the things that he's advised me to do, like with hashtags and the way we post. It's because of the advice that he gave me. So truly do appreciate that. He even messaged and said, hey, like, how are you doing? Like, here with COVID, like, that's pretty fucking awesome. So I just want to shout out those guys. They've been truly awesome. Juan, anything?
I mean, you're hitting them all spot on, but always our community that we've built, right? Of whether it's friends and family that have known us for quite a bit, or people we've picked up along the way. We've had people listening to us in other states, in other countries, right? Like, dude, we have friends in Canada. Like, that is crazy to think about. We're just a couple Bay Area baseball guys, right? And here we are talking, growing the game outside of the United States. And I'm just thankful for this opportunity, really, just to have a platform. We've talked about this, we've said this before. This podcast, when we started it was like, well, why don't we start a podcast? We talk baseball 24/7. If you go through our text feed, it's 90% baseball related. It's like, why not put this out there? And who cares if it reaches 2 people, if it reaches 2 million people? It didn't matter. It was just something we wanted to do. And for it, for us to see that growth in who's following us and who interacts with us and who responds to us and all that great stuff, like, that's it right there. Shout out to anyone who's supported us in any freaking way. Listened to 10 seconds and said, fuck these guys suck. They listened to an entire episode. They listened to just an interview. They watched our videos, shared it, liked it, commented on it, DM'd us, anything, literally anything. Shout out to those people.
Yeah, honestly, I'm speechless, dude, because like it's so awesome. It's so awesome. I mean, we're just a couple buddies talking baseball, and just the support that we've gotten. I mean, it's been great. It's been great. People that we haven't fucking talked to in years are like, hey, dude, like, this is your no days without baseball is fucking hilarious. Like, some of them aren't funny. I'll be honest, some of ours aren't funny.
Hey,
but
we try.
But like, just hearing that, man, it's fucking awesome. So thank you again to everyone. If you support us one way or another, even just giving us critiques like, hey, your fucking podcast is shit, even though we've never
love
gotten
that. No,
but
we've never
love that, dude. Like, thank you for the critique.
Welcome. If you listen to our Hall of Fame episode, which is like episode 3 or something like that,
worst
like, shout
fucking
out to
episode
you.
ever.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
That was horrible. I hated that one. That was
hey, but that's how we grew, right?
That's how we grew. But yeah, thank you for everyone. I didn't want to miss this, but Matt Worthy, he is the person who created our Grow the Game shirt. Worthy Designs. He has partnered with the Padres recently, partnered with the Giants, and creating logos and designs. I just want to shout him out too, because he even though we haven't sold any shirts yet, we haven't sold any just yet. Like that, the fucking shirt is awesome, and
go buy
come
it
next year.
Please.
Come next year, you're gonna fucking want to be part of this movement, and you're gonna be the first one to wear that shirt. So,
sorry about
but
it.
Matt Worthy, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
With that being said, top of the lineup and 2021, we're out, baby.
Deuces.